My guest today is my mate, probably my best mate, my colleague, work colleague, chief Catholic catcher of the UVF.
Jeez, well, that's a nice start anyway. I thought we were
Michael
talking about
Neely.
stuff like that.
How are we?
I'm good, sir. Thank you very much for having me. You're not going to make me introduce myself, are you?
Nah,
It's
don't
not
do
what
that.
this about, is it?
Nah, don't do that at all. How are you finding Glasgow?
So far, so good. It's lovely, isn't it?
Well-
I haven't seen the rough areas yet, I don't think, have I?
Tell me what you've seen.
The West End, and that's pretty much it, isn't it? So it's a
Well,
bit of a skewed reality. Yeah, so
I was saying that, like, Paul laugh at this, like, you've got such a skewed perception
Yeah.
of Glasgow. You came over yesterday, went straight to like Ashton Lane and stuff. It was 19 degrees
yeah,
and all you've heard is like English accents.
yeah. Seeing people dressed as hipsters. So
See if
I'm pretty sure that's not what it's all like, is it?
Nah, definitely not. We should take you to the East End, take you to the barras, the markets. See if you can do your impression.
Of the wee guy from yesterday. Oh,
Just
that's him.
That's fine, you won't watch this.
Can you start me off again?
What was it you said again? Oh yeah, man, I just like moved down from Edinburgh.
Yeah, man. I just like moved in from Edinburgh, so I did. I keep going to say mate, like Sean. It's like Sean Todd.
Go give us another one. What else did he say?
Yeah, it's totally bonkers, man. That's good. That's the best one.
class. I've been trying to teach him how to do
That's
a
the
uni
best one,
accent. Yeah, that was class. No, we'll need to take you down different parts. Do you know what I want to talk about? I want to go into like what your childhood was like. That's
Jesus
about the only
Christ, Nate. What the hell?
That's about the
It's
only.
a bit deep.
This is about the only thing I don't really know about. You know, like
What do
I
you
want
want to know, like specifically about my childhood?
what it was like to go to an all boys Protestant school.
Have you thought about this and just not told me? Yeah,
It's the
you've
only-
been like thinking about this and keeping it from
Yeah,
me.
because it's so different to us.
What was it like to go to all boys Protestant school? I've told you about this before, haven't you? When I went to primary school and we used to do cross community with a Catholic school called St. Vincent de Paul.
Yeah, but you didn't tell me enough, and it's exactly what I wanted to know about.
And we were about 6 and 7, and we were literally like standing opposed to each other at opposite ends of like a gym hall, just like looking at each other like they were aliens, man.
So see,
I swear to God, that's how bad it was.
so even when you were like 6 or 7,
Yeah.
you've been taught that they're different.
Yeah, I don't know if you. I'll bring you in a wee bit on this, Graham, but I don't know if you.
Graham's our mate that's sitting over there, by the way.
Graham's just sitting
You
here.
can't
but
see him, but he's
a
over
bit
there.
like your man that sits in the corner of Joe Rogan's
He's
studio. over
second chief Catholic catcher, aren't you?
there. No, see, growing up where we're from, no, until you were about 8 or 9, I didn't even know what the Troubles was because nobody even talked about it, like ever. Like my mum and dad, my mum and dad, they talk about anything and everything. The most open people ever, but nobody ever talked about it. Nobody ever educated on you. So I didn't even think the Troubles were a thing that happened where we were from. I thought it was down south. Like I literally did. I used to think the Troubles was something that happened in Dublin or Cork or whatever. Like it wasn't up here or whatever.
Right.
But there was just this, like, I wouldn't say hatred because you probably didn't understand what hatred was when you were like 6 or 7, but it was like, it literally was like they were aliens, I swear to God. And I remember people saying their names
Would they
like
force
Dervla and Brandon, and I was like, what? Dervla? What the fuck?
So when you actually went to these, would they like force you to talk to each other?
Yeah, you were doing like activities.
And
So
would
like
you,
any activity that you would do as a 8-year-old in a gym hall, like a big fucking
snakes and ladders?
yeah, exactly, shit like that, like climbing apparatus together and stuff like that, like
Helping
the
them up,
worst,
like, oh.
the worst stuff you could ever do. You know what I mean? Like not playing football, the thing that you actually want to do, which is probably a good thing.
That would
we
have probably
weren't playing
made you,
football.
if they'd made the teams mixed, that would have probably made you pals.
Nah, I don't think so. Yeah,
Football now.
yeah. I just think you didn't get it, and there was obviously I wasn't like this because I didn't really understand it, but there was always people, even at like 7 or 8 years old. Like, remember this one guy was like, Emmons are Fenians. You know what I mean? Like he was like 7, mate. He was like 7. My ma says Emmons are Fenians and we shouldn't go near them and all. You're like, what? Well, obviously in hindsight, you're like, what the fuck is that?
Is
all
he the
about?
one
But
that would, like, if you went up and shook their hand or whatever, he'd be like, that, I just get diseased?
these days?
No, back then. He, like, you know, I think you told me that one of them would go up and you'd go up and talk to them or whatever, and he's like, I just got that Fenian disease if you shook their hand or whatever.
Jesus, no, I don't remember that. I wouldn't say that. But there was this one time I went to a place called W5 where we're from, and I was actually fighting with one of the wee lads from the other school. I don't actually recall exactly why, but I think I was probably acting Jack the Whack.
Where is he now? In your basement?
He's dead about 15 years. Yeah.
What were you fighting with him for?
I mean, I don't remember.
No.
Yeah, you won't know what you should probably have something similar here, but W5 is like it's like a big kids play center, isn't it? Yeah, like a big activity center, and we were obviously went with Emmons or whatever. I just remember I ended up fighting with this wee lad, and then my teacher shouting on me. So that was my kind of first experience with Catholics.
Do you know what
You know how funny all this is? And I can say this because I'm pretty confident that my granny won't listen to this podcast.
Oh, she might. She hates me that
Nah,
much.
she
so
won't.
She actually likes me now.
You're coming around a wee bit, yeah.
After that fucking video.
My granny was married to, so my granddad's a Catholic, and like she says about Gavin and all. Oh, you can't trust them ones. You can't trust them ones. Just outed my granny.
Does he know about the video?
What video?
The video that she originally seen. Tell him about the video.
Who? Graham?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, the mic, I suppose. There's a video of me getting that Nacho Novo top, which I ordered from Latvia for about 10 quid into Australia.
Celtic were playing Rangers, and we were in Melbourne, and we both ordered like really old Celtic and Rangers tops, and your Rangers top came first.
Yeah. So I tried it on. I was putting it on. He's a video, and he's just like, "You dirty orange pipe blowing, what Brody bastard."
I know, mate. It was for my story to like 10 people, and he put it on his Facebook. His Facebook page.
Yeah, but you want to
bear in mind how many people do you know that are fully like? You've probably got people in there that have been in paramilitaries.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And you fucking posted that on Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, but it's not that big a deal. It's just a laugh. You know what I mean? Like nobody would look at that and think that's a big.
Well,
deal.
your granny did for the next 2 years.
People are different, aren't they? They're
for
just
the next 2 years,
regimented
though,
in their ways.
What did she say when your girlfriend showed her like your Facebook? Oh no, it was you had a wee notebook of like memories, didn't you? Like wee pictures. Your granny was looking at her going, "That's not a friend."
Yeah, that's not a friend.
About me.
He is, granny. I'm telling you. No. And what happened? Do you remember when I posted that on Instagram about 3 months ago and you near had a fucking heart attack?
Yeah, because you got
Jesus
20,000 followers now, and you've got all sorts of mental people following you. Have nut jobs following you. Absolute nut jobs.
Yeah.
Remember I posted, I was slagging people from Northern Ireland or something on my story, and I had that gay guy that had been trying to hit on me for like 4 months, telling me to get out of the country.
Yeah.
His previous message to me was replying to my story saying, "That's a nice bulge you've got," and then the next one it's like, "Get out of my fucking country."
You've took it too far.
I was like, "You've took a turn, mate."
Yeah. It's pretty mad where we're from, but no, it's good now, I suppose. Well,
and your gran likes me now, to be fair.
Yeah, I'd be well, no, you seen her at Christmas? Yeah, she was
trying to set me up with your fucking cousin.
Yeah,
the Baptist.
She might listen to this, so don't go easy. Go easy.
Go easy. I wasn't going to say anything.
You called her a Baptist already.
That's what she is.
No, but still, you said it like the Baptist.
I've never been more fucking scunner in my life than your granny tried to set me up with her.
And you had to go back up to the door. You remember? She left something in the car.
Did you hear about this? Fucking hell, brutal.
Yeah.
She was trying to get your Hoover.
To be fair,
she spent full Christmas dinner talking about how good that little, what is it, the wee cleaner thing you have?
She was pretty much trying to steal it off my ma.
Yeah, from the moment she got in there, and then she did, and then we dropped her off and she forgot it, and I walk up to the door.
My granny's the only person in the world where like you're actually scared to go up to her door because she's gonna ask you to do something for her. You know what I mean? Like,
so she'd been the full time we're having Christmas dinner. She's like, "I'll set Gavin up with Michaela. I'll set Gavin up with Michaela," and I'm like, "Nah, I'm gay." Like, I was like, "No, it's all right, it's fine." And then went up to her door because when we dropped her off, she forgot, like, what is that, Hoover? Just says a Hoover.
Yeah,
she
my mum was giving her Hoover.
And I was like, "Barbara, you forgot the Hoover." And she was like, "Michaela," trying to get her to come down. I'm like, "Fuck off, Barbara. There's your Hoover. I'm away." Fuck this.
Barbara?
Is it not Barbara?
No, Isabel. Close enough, though. Close enough.
It's Barbara. Fucking hell. I turned her around, though. She likes me now.
Yeah, it seems to.
It took a long time. I think she just had to meet me in person. See, because I'm taking the piss all the time, like, especially commenting on your videos and stuff. She probably sees all of that.
Yeah.
And she thinks I'm being serious.
There seems to be like no grey with older people, or it seems that's what they are, very, very structured and regimented in their ways. So
Oh, like older
She probably
people.
just seen that video and thought, you know,
He's a sectarian
obviously
bastard.
we maybe don't have the same view of that sort of stuff now because we can take the piss because we didn't really experience it, whereas for them maybe it was a wee bit different.
And also Scottish people take the piss about it way more. So
Yeah.
obviously it's not anywhere near as serious.
Yeah, it's a bit more serious over there. Like
Yeah.
for example, the other week, Lee Wood was fighting Conlon, and I just posted a story on Instagram. It was like, Lee Wood, you warrior, had absolutely nothing derogatory to say about Mick Conlon, and about 5 people mailed me being like, "Are you not supporting him? He's from Belfast. You're an absolute joke. You should be supporting just saying something as stupid as that." People are wired up.
Mate,
where we're from.
you can post a video on TikTok of potatoes and you'll have someone saying, "Are you a Protestant?"
Yeah,
Which is like,
Prod or Catholic, green or blue.
what was that video you made with the Gaelic top and then the Rangers top?
Yeah.
I don't think that confused anyone. They were still like,
That's a bit
definitely
cringy
Protestant.
watching that back, to be fair. I've ever seen that. It's like a cut off between one cuts like me wearing a Gaelic top and then the next one's me wearing a Rangers top.
Do you know what we used to do in school? Have I ever told you about this? We used to, because this is what I mean, that our childhoods would have been so different in school. We used to have to do dancing. We used to have to dance with like a girl or whatever, Christmas dancing, when you were like between 6 to 12 primary school. So you'd get forced to dance. Like you do all of these. There's one called the Gay Gardens, and mate, it was the most traumatic experience. You'll speak to anyone. I'm pretty sure it's all of Scotland that do it. But you speak to anyone from Scotland about like the dancing you had to do in primary school, and everyone will have like horrific stories about it.
What do you mean dancing? Like line dancing kind of thing?
No, Paul, how would you describe that?
Right. Right?
Yeah, but like you're obviously not doing it yourself.
You wear a kilt?
No, no, no. But have you ever seen like Kayleys and stuff?
Nah.
Stuff like that. So it's just like you would have to line up, right? So a bit like you just had to line up Protestants and Catholics. We had to line up boys and girls, and you would walk up, and you would honestly like the first 3 guys would sprint over to pick like the best looking girls,
Right.
And then you would obviously get left with like, don't want to be mean here, but when you're like 6, there's like maybe like 2 or 3 that you just really,
The one that's lower on the hierarchy.
you really don't want to hold their hand.
Yeah.
Like you really, really
I
don't.
remember a few of those.
And then there would always be one point where there'd be like an even amount, and then like 2 guys would have to dance. That'd be even worse. You're like holding some guy's hand, or you would have to dance with like, I don't know, like the teacher or something. Oh, it was
Oh my
traumatizing.
god. With a
And
teacher?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that would probably be a bit pedo-y now, but
Yeah.
I think you did. Yeah. You couldn't dance on your own. You couldn't do it. You had to have 2 people.
Yeah. School, I remember they brought someone in to talk about the Black Lodge before in our school, in our secondary school.
What's the Black
Swear
Lodge?
to God. It's like a one-off from the Orange Lodge. Or is it Black Order, is it? Is that what it's called? Yeah, so it's one-off from the Orange Lodge. They
I didn't know
literally
you could, I didn't know you could get one up. I didn't know there was
yeah,
levels
there's
to
one
it.
up. We actually had teachers that were in the Black Lodge. Yeah. In our school, in boys' model, yeah.
I don't really get what the Orange Lodge is, to be
Neither do
honest.
I, really. Yeah.
They have
I said,
meetings.
do you know I actually said this to my mum the other day? I was like, I am so thankful that when I was moaning to you about joining a band when I was like 11, that you didn't let me do that. Like, I'm so grateful for that. Because I
You
never
wanted
used
to
to
join
get
a
it.
band?
Yeah, when I was like 11, I was like, because my cousins and stuff were joining them. And I was like, I want to join the band. Mommy, I want to join the band. But I'm so glad that she didn't let me do that.
Yeah,
Like,
that would have been
so,
awful.
so grateful. Another funny story, when we played under 11s football for a team, I can remember sitting in the dressing room. We were going to play this team called Sunnyside that were from the Ormo Road. And I can remember our manager sitting saying to us, boys, get out there and get stuck into these Fenian bastards. We were like 11. We were 11. What the fuck?
Fucking hell.
Isn't that mental? Like, you're 11 years old.
So we had 2 games abandoned in high school because I went to a school called Holy Cross, and I speak about Lark Hall on this podcast all the time, but this is why.
Lovely place, I've heard.
We used to play Lark Hall, and every single game we played against them, we only played them twice, I think, because they just stopped letting us play them.
Yeah.
Every single game got abandoned. The first time I remember playing them, we must have been about 14. There was like 200 or 300 people watching us. And this is a high school game, so it's not, you know, if you used to play Sunday League, like maybe like 50 people would watch, which would be quite a lot. Like loads of parents, maybe a few other people would come down. But this was like 200. We had a proper crowd. Like I'd never played in front of a crowd, especially at a high school game.
Yeah.
And it was all like people between maybe like we were 14 and these people were like between 16 and like 30, and it was like young. We call them young teams. It's literally just tramps string buckfast watching a game. But all the Lark Halls like fucking young teams came down, watched us. Within about half an hour, the game like somebody went in for a tackle, and then the next thing
Erupts.
the full game is just fucking pandemonium. Our PE teacher got cracked off like a 14-year-old. He came in on the Monday. He was like, "Well, lads, good game." He's got a big black eye.
Yeah.
Horrible, like
It's crazy.
absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, especially because you're a kid, you know. And looking back now, you would never say this sort of stuff to someone that's like 8 or 9. Imagine being a manager and walking in the dressing room full of kids that haven't even got pubes yet and saying, "Get stuck into these fucking boss," and probably vice versa in the other change room as well. It's fucking
definitely.
nuts.
Yeah,
Nuts. Really crazy.
that's where it stems from, though. I think our generation are way better.
Do you ever think like it's mad that what happened where we're from it didn't happen here? Because it's so similar, like in terms of the demographics and stuff. Like why were we kind of grew up? You know what I mean? Just pot luck, obviously. Well, pot bad luck, if that's the thing. You know what I mean?
Luck, the troubles.
Good thing.
Yeah, no, I don't know why it's never been as bad here. Because even when independence and stuff was going on, that's the same thing.
You wonder would it kind of erupt if you did get independence in a way, in some kind of way, like protests
Well,
and
there
stuff?
was like little scraps when I didn't go for it.
When you get independence.
I don't think we will. Well, maybe it will happen. I don't know. I don't think it would be as tense as it wouldn't be anywhere near as tense as over there if we get independence.
Graham's shaking his head, by the way. That's what it is. He likes the union.
Nah, I don't.
I literally see. I could not give
same.
a fiddler's fuck. Like if someone came to me tomorrow and said, "Mitch, you have to start using euros now," I couldn't care.
I'm the exact
I
same.
care too much about myself to care about like broad things like that. If you know what I mean.
I was like, what, 17, 18 when independence was like the vote was going through and I was all for it or whatever. You can imagine fucking in George Square.
Yeah.
Satires all over me and all that.
But you're a bit more patriotic than me, though. I would say. Like,
yeah, but now
there's
I
not
genuinely couldn't give a fuck. I'm not gonna. I don't think I'll vote again just because I actually hate any political. I know we're talking about,
But you're
we're
proud,
having a laugh about it.
You're proud to be Scottish. I don't even think I would say like I'm proud to be Northern Irish. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
You used to be, I think, though.
I wouldn't say I'm not unhappy to be Northern Irish. I'm just not proud to be like it's not like Mckinney or something like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, but you are proud to be Scottish. You know what I mean?
I don't think there's much people that aren't from Scotland.
Or maybe you just like football and
it's pretty much
That's
it.
a
And especially if Scotland get to the World Cup, I will vote for independence. Yes,
straight down to the ballot box.
I'll be voting again. Get us up there straight away. Scotland
Big
athletic
portrait
team.
of Steve Clark on your chest.
Yeah, I would get to see if we got to like last 16 or quarterfinals. I would get a portrait of Steve.
No,
Steve
you wouldn't,
Clark.
would you?
I would, 100%. What was I was going to do? I was going to get, Yes Sir, I Can Boogie on Me if we bet England.
You should get a portrait of Alan McGregor on you.
Fucking no thanks. McGregor. McGregor.
Yeah. No, I would never do anything like that. Not totally against getting tattoos again, like, but not a fucking portrait of a fella. I think
What if
that's
Northern
it.
Ireland got to the final?
It's hard for me to say, right? Because I go through these like phases of pretending that I don't like football when all my teams are doing shit. You
But
know,
you're the most passionate person about football I've ever
Yeah,
met.
where
You
you- like-
send me 2 minutes worth of voice messages about fucking like Real Madrid, Barcelona,
Yeah,
and I just
yeah.
pretend to listen
I
to
am
them.
honestly so passionate about like sport in general, but I kind of pretend not to be sometimes, if you know what I mean. If it's
Yeah,
not going
so
well,
you don't look like a virgin.
you know what I mean? Like I'll say, I just contradict myself so often about football. Like I'll send you voice notes being like, "Man, I don't understand how people get so hung up about football. Like it's just 11 men getting paid a load of money that you've never met. You know, like these big, like
But when you say
philosophical.
that, you're talking to yourself.
I'm talking shit. Yeah, I'm talking out loud to myself. And then about a year later, I'm punching the city when Liverpool score against Arsenal because we're doing well.
Mate, it used to like ruin your day when like Celtic could beat, or
Yeah.
like that would make your day. But
I broke my hand once watching a football match, Newcastle, Arsenal. Arsenal were 4-0 up. Newcastle come back to 4 each, and I punched the wall. I broke my hand. I used to cry So I used to like Barcelona as well, and this is quite embarrassing that this isn't even that long ago.
How long ago?
Torres
Last
scored that goal. See that last week? Torres scored against Barcelona. You remember that? Around the keeper. I started crying my eyes out because I knew I was going to get so much stick the next day in school.
How are you getting stick off of like Barcelona? Like,
I don't know, mate. We just used to like pick stuff and then
but
people to stick about it. Like McKee used to like. There was a group of people that liked Real Madrid. There was a group of people that liked Barcelona, and then you just used to get people stick about it.
Nobody else supported. You had the odd freak that supported Motherwell and stuff. And that was it.
Rangers and Celtic. That was it.
Nothing else.
See, we all like English teams.
And even over here, if you weren't,
you never hear anybody really speak about English football over here, do you?
No. Well, everyone watches it, but still like Celtic.
Yeah,
Rangers.
you wouldn't really have an English team per se, would you?
No. Yeah, don't really care. How are you feeling as well being away from work?
To be honest, when I'm with you, it's not so bad, I think. Yeah. But when I'm away with Bobby or something, I stress out quite a bit more. I don't know why that is, but I just do.
As in you want to get back to people. It's probably because you see that if you're with me and I'm not really like working, then you can calm down. Because when you're with Bobby, you're like, oh fuck, everyone else is probably working.
Yeah. But I think it's because where we work is also where we live that it's especially bad for us. You know what I mean? You're working in the house. You know what I mean? So I can't switch off anymore in the house.
I find it very hard to just be like, switch my phone off and just not work and like sit and watch telly with my dad or something.
And how many times have we talked about like putting structures in place to be able to like gets the 5 Mitch and just switch off?
Yeah, just like I know people.
A week later, I'm sitting at 9 o'clock.
There's online coaches that have a thing on their MacBook that like that switches off at like 5.
I would be even more stressed if that happened to me. You imagine sitting getting through your DMs.
But you would do it rapid.
WhatsApp. Yeah, you might do.
You would do it rapid because you know it's going off at 5. Whereas like we procrastinate, like fuck, that's probably what makes it so stressful as well.
I have this thing.
Everyone does. Everyone procrastinates, right? But like you will go for like an hour and you're like, what have I actually done? Absolutely fuck all.
Yeah, I have this thing now where I'm actually like genuinely afraid to go on holiday for more than 3 days because like I start to get really itchy about not like making content or not getting back to clients. Like I feel like they're missing out, if you know what I mean.
Even if you like had content prepared and uploaded it whilst you were away, you would feel
we
like
try and do that, but it never works out. Well, imagine going on a 2 week holiday and trying to backload content for 2 weeks.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do it.
You wouldn't be able to do it at all.
And like I'm so against like being with you and like
this is just what I was about to say.
Storying and stuff. Like you'll never really see me. I think we've done it once or twice, but then when we've done it, I'm just like, what are we doing?
It's so forced for us if we try and do it when we're with each other.
I'm against just story. Like my stories are just like work related, as in it'll just be in my room about whatever fitness stuff. I'm so against like going about and storying. I've tried
guys.
it.
Never do that.
But your business would go so much better because it's so much more personal. But fuck me.
Just made an Americano.
Oh, exactly. You're doing the Glasgow Uni accent.
Yeah. Like an American twinge on it. Nah, I can't do that. Like that forced style of storying. You know what I mean? That people do. Like I could. So for example, like today, I was gonna maybe make a video of us going to Nando's because it fits nicely with like a theme that I'm trying to do.
Please fucking don't.
Which is called, what's it called again?
Things that are fucking class for fat loss.
Things that are nice in Nando's or something spastic
You're a
like
fucking
that.
Gimp, honestly. Things that are nice in Nando's. Is that
it's things that are good. Things that are good for fat loss in Nando's. something like that.
I'm not banging that again.
But I couldn't do that. Like I'm not doing that today. Because it would be so forced.
And,
I just can't do content when I'm with you.
I wouldn't let you.
Well, maybe I will now. You have to stop me.
Oh, what a threat.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm so against like. I just hate all of that as well. I hate. I've muted everyone on Instagram for that reason.
I maybe make an effort to start storying now when I'm with you, just to annoy you. Like, you ever see people that like when they're with someone, and then they like just go, like they'll have the camera up at themselves, and they'll just be like, "Hey," you know what I mean?
And then the person's just like,
yeah, so stupid. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Well, it's so forced. Like, I don't think we can do that forced style of content at all.
No, we can't. We're not capable of it.
No, not at all.
What I do want to start doing with you is more TikTok dances.
Well, I sent you one the other week.
Will we do it?
We could do it, yeah. I can't remember what it was. It'll be somewhere. I've sent you it somewhere.
No, I know what it is. It's the one that's... I need to go...
20 quid.
What is it they do like this?
Oh, I can't remember what way it goes. But we have, collectively, we probably have the stiffest hips in the UK and Ireland.
Not in the bedroom.
Special someone's probably listening to this, is she? She could attest to that. Nah.
I've seen your down dog this morning. Is that what it's called? Down dog? Or
downward dog.
Downward dog.
I was
going to call it up dog.
Cat camel.
Cat camel.
And sometimes I do that in the gym for a warm up, full of people.
When your girlfriend's there to scunder her.
Well, I do it because I genuinely do need to warm up my back, and also I couldn't really care what people think, you know. But
let's do that. Let's make a pledge to do some TikTok dances.
Okay.
Let's do one tomorrow.
But we're not with each other a whole lot either.
No, we'll do it tomorrow.
All right.
Just one. I think the people will like it.
All right.
As in me.
Well, the last one you didn't do too good, did it?
Yeah, it did.
Too much booty in the pen.
And I've pinned it just so it keeps getting some sort of views. You know, that took me 3 hours to make. Yeah. Remember, I was like, this is terrible, but I've spent so long on it that it has to go up.
What's that? The sunk cost fallacy, is it?
Yeah, I'd put too much time into it. And my flatmate was playing Xbox the full time, and I'm replaying that. Too much booty in your pants.
Sure, he was raging. Was that in London, was it?
Yeah.
So how long ago that was now? Yeah, I thought that was going to do much, but we'll do a few tomorrow. All right, we'll do one tomorrow. I can't remember the exact video.
Graham, get looking.
Yeah, pull them up there.
Are you want to join in? How not?
I'd say you'd be a good wee mover.
Yeah. I will get you in.
Yeah.
These are going to go viral.
These dances.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine one did. Just ruin everything you ever did on TikTok for the last
Let's
2
talk
years.
about what happened to you last night.
What happened to me last night?
We got stuck. So after the film,
yeah.
After
Go ahead.
This is one of the weirdest.
Yeah, that was the weirdest experience ever.
We've not even talked about it this morning. Was that weird? So we got stuck outside our Airbnb last night. We tried to get in for literally 20 minutes. The key wasn't working. Basically, the lock's fucked for the key that we got, and we were chatting all the windows. We rang all the flats as well, didn't we? And then after about 20 minutes, somebody just barges open the door, and he looked fucking fuming. By the way, he literally
didn't he?
Looked fuming because we'd been banging on the door and all that. And
there was
just
3 seconds where I just looked him in the eye because I thought he was going to say use cunts or
because
something like that.
Yeah, I was looking at him like, oh fuck, this could go down, and then he just goes, "Oh, Mitch, I follow you on Instagram."
It's just like Mitch.
It was so weird.
I was like,
imagine being that guy, but walking out where you live and just seeing someone you follow on Instagram, 3 people rapping the door and fucking raging.
Imagine being me, just some fucking header from Belfast, someone opening the door and being like, Mitch.
It was fucking well weird. And he was like, "Oh, big fan, by the way."
Yeah,
and
I bet you thought we were a cunt because...
Yeah, because we were all fucked and we were like, please, this conversation can't go on very long. I need to go to bed.
We just didn't know what was going on either. Like, who was this person just saying Mitch at the front door? You know what I mean?
So fucking weird.
Yeah.
How do you feel about getting recognised?
I don't know about you, but the first time it ever happened to me, I was like, the conversation was terrible. I didn't know what to say to anybody. I was like, "You like food, do you?" They're like,
"That's all your recipes.
You're that guy from.
Do you eat?
You're that guy from TikTok, aren't you?" I was like, "Yeah." Do you like chicken? You know what I mean? It's a bit like that.
But you're quite bad that way sometimes when you get caught in a conversation that you don't like, small talk.
Yeah, so bad. Yeah.
What was it you said when we went to London? We went to the gym. Like, we were signing up for a day pass. And because we're online coaches, sometimes we don't really communicate with people in the real world very often, do we? And especially you can notice that you haven't left the house in 2 weeks because your small talk
wasn't good.
Can be terrifying, to be honest.
Wasn't good.
What did you say to him? We're signing up for you for a day pass.
Just paid this fella a tenner to get into the gym, and he was just he was taking the payment or something. I was like, "That's a lovely laptop."
I just looking at you like...
You want me to tell the story about the flat in Melbourne? So, before we had got a flat together, before we got a flat together, me and Bobby were viewing this apartment just a wee bit off from where we were staying in the hostel. We went in, seen the apartment. It was an absolute state. There was we were sharing with someone, so there was soy sauce all over the cupboards and stuff or whatever. And this fella was kind of showing us about. From the first moment we were in, we knew we weren't taking the actual apartment.
And we get out, and he was like, are so horrible, aren't they? When you when you do it and you know it's minging and you still have to like
yeah,
they
you, like,
stay-
there's
they
like
take you in
10
the-
minutes left, you know.
They take you in the
So
bathroom.
this is the bedroom.
Take you in the
He tried not to show us the bathroom because it was such a mess, but
Was it?
Bobby made such a point of actually going in to see it. So anyway, we came out of this place and he was like, well, what do you think? Like, mate, I have a nut allergy. There was peanut butter in the corner.
Can't take
Listen,
it.
mate, I have a nut allergy.
Allergic
Take
to
it.
nuts.
I didn't even say it like that. I kind of just said I have a nut allergy, so you know.
Yeah,
and
and
he
then
was like,
following up
no,
like-
I don't know. Like, what do you mean? It's like, just have a nut allergy, and I seen the person that we're sharing with eats peanut butter or whatever. He's like, oh well, yeah. That was it. There's one other one, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. I did a few really silly
Was there not
things like
one
that.
that you had a conversation with someone that lives in your estate? And you said something really weird to them?
Can't remember. No, can't remember. But there's tons.
Was it
of
with a
like,
guy that says morning no matter what time of day it is?
oh, don't bring it. Yeah. Don't go down there. Nah, leave that out. Leave that out. You don't know who's listening.
Yeah. Good night.
Yeah. Morning.
Nah, you do. You fucking struggle though to talk to people when you stay in
Yeah.
the house all the time, don't you?
Yeah, I found as well with the masks. See, mate, I don't know if you're the same, but I like communicate with people like just by like looking at them and smiling, like most people do.
Like
So
a
see-
mute.
What?
Like a mute.
Yeah, but so it's like, see, when you're wearing a mask like for 2 years, you can't actually communicate with people properly. I said this to Bobby the other day. Like, you communicate first with your face, if you know what I mean. You don't actually speak to someone. You just don't go just like, hiya. You actually communicate with a smile or whatever. So walking through Tesco's recently has been a lot more fun than walking through it with a mask on for 2 years. It's been crazy.
But
But
going facial expression mad, or are you going through Tesco?
just walking through Tesco with a massive smile on my face. But no, yeah.
It's just the masks fucked me over so much in London as well. Like,
Yeah.
see with these accents and the mask on top of it, it's
I'm never
literally
going back to
impossible.
wearing one ever again. For that reason, you needed to communicate properly.
Well, like I told you about the Pret, didn't I? Next to my house. For about the first 2 weeks, I kept on getting served by the same girl and I kept on ordering a flat white. And she would say what to me about 8 times. I was like, who do you think the angry Scottishman that comes in every day is? Like, he keeps on asking for the same thing. He keeps on getting fuming. You obviously remember me. I'm 10 times more angry every single day.
Yeah.
And I'm going to order a flat white.
It's even worse in coffee shops when there's like a big fucking plastic barrier between you and you are both wearing a mask and they can't hear you through the plastic barrier. Yeah, that was a terrible time. That was the worst part about COVID for me, is masks and people not understanding what you're saying. Because even where we're from, we would probably speak a little bit rough. Like, we don't speak like this normally. The way I do, like,
Are you putting a
DMs and
voice on?
I definitely do. I think pronounce things a wee bit better than I think everybody does.
I
You know
probably
what I
do
mean?
as well. Well, I definitely do it on video and stuff, 100%.
Yeah, people just can't understand you with a mask on.
Well,
for
that's
me,
why we
that was
spend-
worse than having COVID for me.
That's why we spend like 30 minutes a day subtitling our videos.
Yeah,
'Cause we have
people
to.
still can't understand what you're saying.
I had no followers until I subtitled my videos.
Yeah,
That was the thing that changed it for me. So, also, why are you against doing an ebook? Why are you against doing a recipe book when you make recipes?
you really gonna make me say this,
Yeah.
are you? Because everybody does them. Man. I don't know. To be honest, most of the reason that I don't want to do one is just because I'm quite content with where everything is right now. In terms, content. I say content.
You said content with a P and a T at the end.
Sorry about that. Yeah,
So
I'm just quite happy.
Just
with
because
where things
everyone
are.
because everyone does them though.
Not just that though. Like, I'm happy with the way things are going with respect to coaching and stuff, and just the outlay of time that it'll take to, like, make a recipe book and stuff like that. Just not. What about you with the ebook? Because you're changing your mind on that, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't really want to do one.
Yeah.
I just think I'll feel a bit wanky when I upload it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if I put out an ebook and it's just got a link to buy it for like a tenner, I just feel like I would be in a bit of a like money grabber. A wee bit. That's
think
what
we'll
I'm
probably-
not saying that, by
yeah.
the way, I'm not saying that anyone that does that is a money grabber
Yeah.
or whatever. But I'm saying if I done that, I feel like it'd just be a wee bit of a cheap move. And I feel like coaching's a good enough income that I'm just taking the piss if I make a ebook.
That's exactly what
Plus,
I'm
I just
thinking with it.
I feel like if someone bought, say, a 20 quid ebook off me, I've never bought a 20 quid ebook and actually done anything in it. And I've bought a few. I've always went, this is just like,
Yeah.
I'm never going to do this. Do you know what I mean? Whatever it is.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's just,
like, see if someone bought your recipe book. Do you think they would actually make any of them? They
I
might
think
make
with a recipe book, maybe, yeah, of
one
course.
or two, and then they'd never look at it again.
Yeah. But, you know, for me, like, I'm not saying I absolutely hate money, but where I am with money right now,
You hate spending money.
I hate spending money, yeah. What I'm making like 20 grand in a lump sum isn't going to make me like way more happy than what I am now. You know what I mean? Obviously, you're always looking for progression in business. I think we both are, but yeah, it is just a bit, everybody's doing one. And people that don't deserve to be doing one are doing one as well. You know what I mean? Like people that don't know, like recipe books. Well, I suppose it's all the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, and the only reason they're doing it is to monetize. It's not because they actually like love cooking, or it's not because.
I think people are way too quick to monetize as well.
Yeah. And Sean, in case you're listening to this is not directly about you, by the way.
No, I think people are fucking desperate to monetize stuff quickly though.
Yeah.
Because they see like
which is half the problem.
They see like a bit of growth and they're like, how do I make money out of this?
Yeah.
How do I make quick, big money out of this?
Instead of trying to actually like I'm not saying we're doing the right thing, but I think we're way more about trying to cultivate it a little bit more and nurture the audience as such.
Also, I think we're trying to just get good at what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like even podcasting, even like making TikToks, even coaching. Coaching is probably
It's so easy to forget about coaching.
Even online coaching, so like you can always just work on how you do things to deliver a better service. Not just the actual coaching, not just actually how you coach people, just how you can actually give people a better service. And that also comes down to like your systems and stuff.
Yeah, totally.
We're always looking at stuff like that.
Yeah, I think we'll always say this: we're coaches first, and everything else second. And I think even sometimes we forget about that sometimes.
I think that's why I did become a little bit against ebooks, because I feel like that's like a way out of coaching.
Yeah,
but I'm a coach. Do you know what I mean? Like, say if you made a shit ton of money off an ebook and then it kept on selling, you'd have no reason to coach. And we're coaches, and you can't keep learning if you stop coaching.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you're not coaching anymore.
Yeah, I think people don't understand how long it actually takes us to make TikTok videos as well.
Yeah,
like people, I bet you any money people think it takes about 2 hours to make 7 TikTok videos or whatever. It's a fucking full-time job.
I always said this to people. See people that are like, oh, these big YouTubers, like their life's so easy and all that. If they make 2 or 3 YouTube videos a week, that's a 60, 70 hour a week job. And yes, it is.
That's what we used to think. You remember watching Joe Delaney
years
ago and thinking...
see, because I tried it, I knew that took ages. Joe Delaney doesn't post that much, but say like Rob Lipsett, he's 70 hour a week.
Yeah. I used to think that's a dream job. That would be amazing doing what they're doing, like pretty easy as well.
They go on holiday and make videos.
Yeah.
Like what we were saying we would hate to do, like storying all the time. They're doing that. Like imagine trying to have a relationship where everywhere you go you have to story what you're doing.
Yeah.
Imagine how much stress that would put on a relationship. Fuck that, mate.
The worst part about content creation is I've actually had days where I feel like punching myself in the face because I can't think of ideas. And that is the worst part about it. Yeah. Trying to come up with like new ideas and stuff.
Because people don't realize there's a part where you don't know what you're going to make a video about.
I can just picture you having this day where like you're trying to think about you.
Mate, do you know what I do? Get an idea, go for a bath.
I was just about to say, it's like you're just walking about silence with that big heavy head that you usually have on yourself, like big. You're just walking about, going for your walk in the park. No content ideas come up. Go home, run the bath slowly, jump in the bath, just sit in one position.
No music, no podcast.
Just sit there,
staring at the wall.
Down, make a slice of bread. Or
free toast, fat loss mistakes.
Just write it down quickly.
4.
And then get really angry and scribble it out.
Because then you end up starting one, and then it's you can tell it's shit.
That's the worst.
And then you get
when you like you're like, right, I've got it, and then you start making one. You're like, this is
because the worst part about social media now is you have to post like all the time.
Yeah,
like YouTube.
You've said to me about doing twice a day, which I don't think I could do. Honestly,
no, but I'll do it, and I'll do it for like a month, and then I'll go back to one just to grow a bit.
I don't think I could do that unless it was like those stitches or, what's the other thing? Duets. They're easy, obviously.
But duets are shite. I never watched.
Yeah, unless it's duets. Those. But there's no way in God's green earth that I could sit and do 14 Mate, obviously you can get better in terms of condensing it down, but that would take me 60 hours a week. 60 hours a week on TikTok, like just making videos. Recipe videos are obviously a little bit more extreme. in terms of like
Yeah, I don't
the
do
time.
it.
The time that it takes.
Mine will be quicker.
Why do you not make recipe videos?
Because I fucking hate cooking. I don't hate cooking in terms of like, I don't like sit and cook and be like, I hate this. But the thought of like cooking something new I've never cooked does nothing for me. And like even tasting it for after, be like, does nothing for me. I don't enjoy trying to cook new food. The most I ever like learned how to cook was when me and you first moved in together.
Yeah. I can remember you making something that you were like particularly pleased about. It was like Mexican rice or something. I don't remember exactly what it was.
I'm pretty sure it was just I put pasta sauce in the pan.
Yeah, you're like, look at that.
It just mixes in.
Take a photo.
I did. I've got pictures of it. Yeah. I was looking at pictures of me and you earlier when we went to Australia, and I've got pictures of like a few of my first meals, and I'd made mashed potatoes for the first time in there. I always cooked, but I just cooked like the same 10 meals or whatever. I never ventured anything out.
Yeah.
And then I started like...
But people don't know that that's the way we eat as well. Like, I think sometimes
I eat the same dinners all the time because I just can't be bothered.
100%.
I don't have to think about what I buy in the shop because I just buy all the same stuff. And I don't have to think about what I'm going to cook. And it will make me hit whatever my goals are for that
100%.
day.
Like, I bet you any money, like there's people that watch my videos in particular and think this guy eats like a king all the time, when in reality I just eat the same shit every single day. And if it honestly wasn't for TikTok, I would probably have chicken breast and rice.
Surely that's making you a much better cook though.
Yeah, it definitely is. The problem with making recipe videos and cooking at the same time is that it's really hard to like do them at the same time. You know, you're too busy trying to get this angle of like this cooking, and next thing you know, the fried rice is like, or the egg fried rice is like dry as a bone.
I'm pretty sure one of the reasons that put me off like making recipe videos is I'd done one and then literally like I'm trying to get the bowl out, film it, and put whatever I've got in the bowl, like missed the full bowl. And I'm like, what? My dinner's all over the fucking
You know what you should
floor.
do? You should actually make a recipe video and just make it a full parody.
I'm going to do parody videos, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a lot of parody
because
videos.
Because yours, like, you're average at bang average at cooking. You know what I mean? But like really play into that, like scraping it and all.
Just toast and beans.
Yeah. Scraping the beans. Listen to this.
I want to do quite a lot of parody videos. Have you seen those? We could have done that actually. I'm going to do it with someone. I'll probably do it with Sean, that comedian that I get on quite a lot. Have you seen those good bro, bad bro videos?
No.
You must have seen the two guys that do the podcast, and all they talk about is like how we get girls.
No, I've never seen it.
That's the cringiest thing ever. They're all over TikTok. Did you see Ben Carpenter's video that went viral where he was talking? The guy was like, men have to deal with gravity when they go to the gym and women don't.
No, what was he saying about it?
He literally just reacted to it and just like sighed because I think that it was all on the lines.
I think our feeds are completely different.
Yeah, I think it was along the lines of like women have it so easy when it comes to going to the gym, like they can just sculpt their bodies, but guys, we have to deal with gravity.
What?
That's what he said.
Right, okay, I get where he's going with that, yeah.
And Ben Carpenter just was like, what? And it's got like 900k likes.
Yeah.
But I'll show you these guys. There are these typical, I don't know if you've probably seen quite a lot of, there's these people that give out dating advice on TikTok. It's horrific.
Relationship advice?
Yeah, like relationship advice.
What's the 5 key tenets of love or something? What do you call it? I can't remember.
It's basically guys saying that you need to be unavailable with girls and all that, and you need to like wait to text back. You need to make sure that you come across as if you've got loads of people in your circle and all that. Jesus. Like it's cringy as fuck. And these guys do it, and one of them's wearing like a shark tooth. And he's like, you have to make it look as if you're really popular. And I'm like, oh my
just
God,
playing into virgins worldwide, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Just someone that's went for a breakup will watch that and think it's
or
good.
Psychopaths, like getting tips. Yeah.
All of that game, like the game stuff and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cringy.
There used to be a guy come into a place that I worked that told me that he'd read 40 relationship books, and he was like, he has all these tips. And I actually watched him one day flirt with one of my coworkers behind the till, and I was just like, this is the strangest thing I've ever seen in my life. You could see like he was going through this like mental book in his head, like all these tips.
What's the next step?
Yep.
She said she's not free tonight. Are you sure? I read, my mate Kaelin put me on a book called The Rational Male.
Right.
Have you heard of that?
Nah.
What's it? It's Roland something, but he's basically a massive misogynist.
Right.
But when Kaelin told me to read the book, it's called The Rational Male. Do
Right.
you know what I thought it was about?
What?
Just how to make better decisions.
And what is it?
Because
really?
it's called The Rational Male.
What is it really about?
Pretty much about like never getting in a relationship. I think he's in one now, ironically enough, or maybe he was towards the end. But he was basically like, in your 20s, don't get in a relationship. And he was like, women like you more if you've got like 4 on the go. I had this whole thing called plate theory, and it's like if you've got multiple plates spinning, then you won't drop one or
Just
something.
pure manipulative, isn't it?
It's just pretty much have loads of women on the go, so women think you're popular and they all want you, basically.
Yeah.
But I never knew that when I read it. Like I got like 10
What page?
pages.
I was going to say,
I got
what
like
page
10
you get
pages
to?
in, and I think I read half of it, and I was like, oh my god, this is fucking well cringy. But it was, but I was reading it into
Nice. Say the real reason you were reading it.
to get women. Forget the backstory.
Yeah.
I hadn't had my hole in the while.
Yeah, it'd been a while.
6 months.
Dry few
I
months.
bought The Rational Male.
Here I am.
I used
Yeah.
the script. Got myself.
Sorted.
Yeah.
Sorted. Yeah. You haven't been reading much recently, have you? You're a bit
have.
off it, yeah.
No, I have. The last like 2 months. I go through phases. I'll
Yeah.
read, but I've read like a few fiction books and stuff because I don't want to read the sort of books that we've read in
I've
the
been
past.
through
and
a few, haven't I? A few touchy ones.
I think the worst thing you ever done in your life was read How to Win Friends and Influence People.
No, there's good, to this day, there's good things in that
As
book.
there fuck me.
There is very good things.
See
in
what
this
I just
book.
said about script and like how you talk to women? This is what you used to do with how you talk to anyone, is go off that book. Like someone would ask you a question, you'd be like 2 seconds and you go to the toilet, you'd get out your How to Win Friends and Influence People. Be like,
You know, it was
I completely agree with everything you're saying. That's pretty much what you would do.
big smile on my face.
You refuse to have an opinion on anything. See, when I first
Yeah.
met you, you would like, see if you, I'd be like, do you support Celtic or Rangers? You'd be like, I don't have an opinion on football.
I don't think it would have been that bad.
Oh, you
to be
were
honest.
pretty bad though. You
Otherwise,
were,
I don't think it would have been your mate, to be honest. If it was that bad.
but you were bad enough.
I can remember you having a conversation.
We used to have to
Yous were
take the
taking
book off
taking the piss pure out of me like the first couple of weeks because you and Jamie were having this kind of dialogue with me about what you've just said, and I was just like, I don't really have an opinion on that. And you were just like,
And it's-
you do though. You're just not saying
What you
it.
used to say that used to really fucking wind me up is like we would just say have an opinion on something and you just go, but why do you feel like that? Oh my fucking god! It used to make me more passionate
About your opinion?
Yeah, I used to double whatever my opinion was.
Yeah,
It used to infuriate me.
yeah. I used to be like, I think you've said you've went through this phase before as well, haven't you? Just in terms of like,
Before I
Like-
met you, I said this to you. When I met you, I felt like you were very similar to what I was like a year and a half
Yeah.
ago. And we met in Australia, and I literally, so when I was doing freestyle, I was a freak with like, I had a to-do list, and I used to feel really anxious having never done it all and all that. And I would just like, and I would get nothing done, by the way. I'd
yeah,
get absolutely
everything
nothing.
that you were doing was utter pointless.
I
Like
got-
it was so pointless.
I got nothing done, and my career, whatever. I could have been way better. I could have just focused on Instagram
Yeah.
basically and made loads of money, but
Yeah.
I didn't. I was trying to do all of these other things on top of it, like read for an hour
Get
a
up
day.
and read for
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Such
Wake up at 6:30 every day.
Such pointless shit.
Meditate for 10 minutes.
And then when I went to Australia, I was like, I literally just want to work in a bar. Because I worked in a bar here before I went there because I was like, I literally just want to have a good time.
Yeah.
That's why I went to Australia. And then I met you. You were balls deep in these books. And I was like, Michael, get that. Fuck.
yeah,
These
I brought like
self-help
three
books.
books with me. They were all
Because
like
I had like,
meditations
I was
by
chucking
Marcus
out
Aurelius.
stuff in my dad's house the other day, and there's like little notebooks with like all my notes from. There was one from How to Win Friends and Influence People. I can't believe I never sent you it, but I binned it straight away because it's giving me PTSD.
Yeah. No, I was so bad with that sort of stuff to the point where like if I'd woke up 15 minutes later than what I should have, it literally ruined my day. Like
But
how
that's what-
counterproductive is that?
Yeah, exactly. So that's
Yeah.
why I'm actually like borderline anti self-help book.
Yeah, 100%. I think for a certain individual at a certain stage of their lives, it's maybe a wee bit useful, but
Because I genuinely remember saying to you in Australia, I was like, just do what it is you want to do. Like, because
Yeah.
you're just reading about doing stuff. You're not doing anything. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
You're not achieving anything. You're just reading about other people achieving
Yeah.
stuff. You're not doing. Just go and do whatever it is you want to do.
and it's so hard to like implement the things that you read in books as well. That's one thing that I've started to notice. You don't action any of it really. To the point now where I don't read about anything that isn't related to like fitness. You know what I mean?
I read that book. What's it called again? I think it's called Attached. Did you hear them talk? Did you hear anyone talk about that?
No.
It was quite big. It was about how you have avoidant styles and anxious styles in
I've heard
relationships.
James Smith talk about it. Yeah.
So I read it, right? And it goes through like what to do in situations or whatever. And when I read it, I was like, I'm probably a wee bit more avoidant.
Yeah.
And they say like avoidant and attachment, avoidant and anxious people are more likely to be together,
right?
Rather than
what a load of shit though.
And then they also they also say
shit.
there's people that are whatever in the middle where you're.
Imagine trying to split people into like 3 distinct categories. Like how
but they were like, oh yeah,
that?
There's obviously other ones, but
and here we are moaning about people giving off about genders last night. When
basically, they were like, what did they say in golf, man?
What was it again?
Golf. Have you been a golf fan, Paul? Oh my good God! All
genders don't exist. Just graffitied on one of the slides.
And then the next one, there's one that says UVF.
Yeah.
It's so weird. But this book basically, right? So it says you get avoidant and anxious people, and then they're more likely to be together. And it kind of makes sense because it makes sense because you probably have one situation in your head. They're like, oh, I've been in that situation.
Yeah.
But then I'll go through all of these different scenarios of like an avoidant person, how they can make an anxious person feel better.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, Jenny went out and had a drink with her friends and her boyfriend came. She's the anxious one, the guy's the avoidant one. And it's like when they came back in the house, the guy didn't speak to her mum. That made Jenny feel anxious because she feels like they should all be like, he should be really close to her mum.
Yep.
And it's like, so just say his name's Bob. Bob done the right thing and made sure that he calmed Jenny down when they went up the stairs straight away so that she didn't get in their like anxious head. And I'm like, mate, in my last relationship, if my ex had 3 bottles of rosé wine, there's no fucking way of calming her down, mate.
Yeah, it wasn't.
You come at her when she's got a fucking bottle of rosé and she's just like fuck
just
me.
Putting situations into these like neat boxes. It doesn't exist.
Does not work. It does not work when people are steaming and are having an argument. You can't just be like, listen, calm down.
Yeah,
you get bottled.
Yeah.
Fucking. But I feel like all books are like that because I was listening to it. I was like, nah, mate, I've tried this. I've tried these techniques. Yeah. It doesn't work. Listen, I tried everything.
Someone's steaming. But why do you feel like that?
When did you stop? Like, kind of, because you still read, but you read. I still like reading books about like just how people are in general. I love books like that, but I hate anything that's self-helpy.
I still need structure. Like I think I still need it. I don't wake up at a certain time every day, but I still need a degree of structure. I'm just not so OCD about it. I think I'll always kind of be like that, and I think that's part of the reason I didn't really like Australia was that I wasn't able to get into a massive structure with things. But in terms of getting out of that, probably when I started PTing, I think a lot of it was down to maybe just being severely unhappy with what I was doing. So I was trying to fill a gap, trying to find something by doing all these things, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So you think when you were reading all that, you were actually trying to look for what to do?
I think we knew what we wanted to do, didn't we? I think we had a rough idea what we were going to do, but I don't think we were like 100% happy with what we were doing. We
didn't know we were going to PT for the first 3 months or 2
I don't
or 3
know.
months.
It was earlier than that, was it not?
It was pretty early on. Basically, when we moved in together is when we both decided you don't remember this conversation, but we both decided we were going to do PT like on the same night. I actually remember sitting in that kitchen and we were just like, but I
remember the toast idea.
Mate, I've got. Mate, I will 100% have.
And
this sums us up, right?
We could have been millionaires before this because they are everywhere now. There's toast places everywhere. Everywhere.
What the no?
Go.
It's just titled "Plan to Start a Toast Company." I've got all sorts of notes, mate. We've been sitting up at like 2 a.m. doing this.
It was late as fuck.
After a shift. It's literally just a shop. You can get toast in with peanut butter, jam, avocado, or even just regular butter. Oh, where is this? Do you want to know our catch line?
Go ahead.
Mate, we could have made it with this. Fuck personal training. We should get back in the toast game. This is our motto that was going to be on the adverts. It's not just toast. it's more than toast. But actually, it's just toast.
Mate, they're everywhere as well.
There was
one I'm near sure there was one in Liverpool when me and Bobby were over. Same kind of concept. There was a hatch in Belfast that sold just toast. Swear to God, we could have made it.
No, it's still there, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm
no,
sure.
It's owned by a different company now, but I think it still sells toast. To be honest, they've just expanded a wee bit,
which
is wrong.
Bob,
just toast.
Your girlfriend was sitting there just like shaking her head for like 3 hours. we were proper packed.
Yeah.
We were getting up like
endorphins were up here.
We were gonna
toast and all. Gavin, I'm just gonna run down the coals here 2 seconds.
Get some more bar.
50-50 would be better.
Because I genuinely believed it. I genuinely believed we could make
I think it would be, but I don't think me and you are the ones to take it to the next
We'd
level.
We'd have been the two chefs.
Yeah, fuck.
Just you bomb the toast, trying to eat me bar it. There you go. But we were like, actually, everybody does fucking love toast.
They do. I've yet to come across. Some people don't like butter, which I find very strange.
Yeah, but we had all sorts of other options for them.
We did. Yeah, that's a great idea. But we were not the ones to take off.
I'll invest in anyone that wants to start. Yeah. Anyone out there that wants to start a toast company, I'll give you a bit of money.
Yeah, but it's already been taken. It's been taken now, hasn't it? So,
is it called Toast?
It's not called Toast. No, I don't remember. I don't actually remember 100% what it's called or what the other ones are called. But I've definitely seen 2 or 3 now. I think we've talked about this before. You've seen a few as well, no? You've seen places that sell.
It's just in your way, though. I think.
You sure?
I'm sure I've seen them in your way. Yeah.
Maybe it was either London or Liverpool, one of the two. There was a place that sold just toast.
We were always wanting to get into like some sort of like business deal, weren't we?
Working for other people is shit.
No, but I mean, we were quite into the idea of me and you starting something.
Yeah, not anymore. I don't think we could work together.
No, I don't think we could. No. We tried the free and simple group.
Yeah.
And you were late for Zoom calls and used to do them on.
I was never late for a Zoom call. You're too moody.
We're starting already.
We couldn't. We literally couldn't.
Chance. I'd find it very hard to work.
I would like to, because with our jobs, we get quite lonely, I think.
We kind of basically do work together, though.
Yeah, we support each other.
Support
each other. We need supported.
We definitely do.
I rung you the other week, and what did I say? Remember?
You were just borderline fucking having a meltdown.
Yeah.
And I
just need to talk for 10 minutes. That's actually what I said.
I was like, "What's up, Michael?" And you were like, "I just needed to chat."
You watch your football last night? That's literally what I said.
I was like, "Let's get to the real deal. What's up?"
Yeah.
Like, I'm melted with work.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
But it's so hard. That's how I don't get people that are so pro working from home. Because we're forced to work from home, and I fucking hate it.
If I could get it like an office space, I would do it. 100%.
Because I can't work in coffee shops. I can do I can do certain types of work. Like I can script content in coffee shops, but I can't reply to clients. I can't do anything else like that. So I can't do any actual work in there.
No, I can't.
You
do content planning and stuff like that. You can't get back to clients. But in your like I've said before, you just can't switch off when you're in your house now. That's the thing. You know what I mean? If an office space wouldn't have costed a fucking arm and a leg, I would definitely get one, or I would definitely like rent a place, if you know what I mean, and commute in and work.
So even if have you seen people that have like those log cabins at the back, and it was like a little place now?
Nah, not the same. I still think you would be melted.
What do you mean an office then? What do you mean?
Like somewhere that you have to drive to.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Okay. There's loads of people that have those. Like the log cabin,
a little place like this.
Yeah, somewhere like this.
Because if you just say you had your own podcast studio and you had a little bit you could work in as well.
Me and you, like, we start off in the office, downstairs, make a coffee, work in the kitchen for a bit,
get the toast on,
butter it, into the living room. Like we're all over the place. You know what I mean? Like I'm a bit better with it now, but at the start, like it was literally just shifting about, like changing the environment all the time. And I can't switch off in the house now at all, which is not good.
Yeah, not great.
I can't, because I'm fucking working in the living room at 8 o'clock at night. But you're better than that. You're better than that than I am.
Only when I'm actually good or whatever. I'm good. I'm actually a lot better than I was. Like I'm way better, because I realised that if I try like go do something with someone and I half work, then the next day I'm even more melted.
Yeah.
Because I never took any time off.
Yeah.
That's what I realized. So I really try when I spend time with anyone, I really try not do any work. And I really try not like post anything on social. I mean, like as in there,
You're better than this than me.
If I made something, I'll post that, like something that's pre-made.
Yeah.
But I really try making an effort not to like story or whatever we're doing. Mate, I even like, what does anyone get out of like us posting that we're out for dinner? Like we went out for dinner last night, and you have like one thought,
took a wee photo, but I didn't post it.
Yeah, well, that's fine because you're shag food, but like
Yeah.
you're taking it because you literally love food.
Yeah.
Like whereas I just
I
eat
do
it and
love
go
food.
like I just want this in my mouth. I can give a fuck.
Yeah.
Don't even look at me like that.
One on your mouth.
What was you asking on Instagram the other day? If you were to suck at any cock, what would it be and why
Who
is
would
it
it
mine?
be? Out of interest.
Why did you say why is it mine?
Because it's obviously mine.
If I was to suck a cock, whose cock would I suck?
Yeah. Granny, again, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry.
She already thinks I'm gay.
You are, you not know?
A gay Catholic would be really against what she stands for, wouldn't it?
It would be. Yeah.
It would confuse her as well.
Yeah. Her brain wouldn't compute it. Just malfunctioning.
Where's the foot?
Doing the robot.
My girl. I hope she sees that.
Hang on a second.
I'm going to clip that and put it send it straight to her. Barbara, look at this.
The Sash. Oh, fuck.
Oh,
But why would it be my cock?
No, who was it? I was actually going to... What's the guy... What's his name? It's not Ryan Reynolds.
He would be in my top 5.
The one that's in The Place Beyond the Pines.
Just to be clear, I don't want to suck anybody's cock.
What's
but
his
if
name?
I had to. The other guy, I can't remember his name.
You know
They
what I'm
own
talking about?
Wrexham together, don't they?
They
No.
look a wee bit like...
They own Wrexham. They're in It's Always Sunny in
I'm gonna
Philadelphia.
No.
Not him.
Why can I not think of his name? Ryan Gosling. I would suck his cock.
Nacho Novo. I'd suck his cock. on his balls. Nah. It'd be pretty hard to suck a cock. Wouldn't it?
Do you want to talk about this more?
It would be very difficult. You know the way we always say do anything for £1 million? I think it would be very hard to suck a cock for £1 million.
No, we would do anything though, wouldn't we?
But maybe not suck a cock.
What part of it? Like the actual...
The whole dick.
when you get the
Not the whole cock.
belt off, and then when you actually pull
Would
it
you
down
rather-
and it flops
Would
out.
you rather
That's been a bit
suck a cock
distraction.
for the first 90% of an orgasm or the last 10% of an orgasm? Someone asked me this on Instagram.
Did they? What was your answer?
I didn't answer it, obviously. But you don't have that luxury here.
Probably the last 10%.
Do you want another good question? You're 10% into your ma, and your dad's 10% into you. Do you step forward? Do you step back? You can't jump.
Can I have a dose break? What's your answer to that? You're definitely slinging for your dad.
I really have thought about it.
Your dad.
I've given it some thought.
Your dad after a few
I would step
drinks.
forward.
You'd step forward.
I have this thing about people touching my ass. I absolutely hate it. Like even if Bobby like grabs my arse, I hate it. I'm like, fucking don't touch my bum. You know what I mean?
I've got a weird thing.
This really took a weird turn in the last.
I've got a
2 or
weird
3
thing with
minutes,
nipples. You know that, don't you? I can't have my nipples touched.
right?
I just can't have it. Have you ever had?
That's
Like,
going to be a weird thing to wake you up to at 3 o'clock in the morning.
rubbing
today.
wouldn't be as bad, but like if you were to even pretend to nip me, if someone sucked on them, no go.
Not for you.
I've elbowed people in the face. For
I
trying to
can
suck on the
safely
nipple.
say I've never had my nipples sucked in my life. Ever.
There's a new thing for you to
I've
try.
sucked some nipples. 1 nipple, 2 nipples. Bobby,
Both of them.
just in case you're worrying there. But yeah, I've never had my nipples sucked. Yeah.
Try it. I'll text Bobby just now.
Try it.
I'll get it tried.
I don't think that's the sort of thing Bobby's into.
Just your arse.
Whose cock would I suck? Rafa Nadal, maybe.
What?
Good looking fella. Yeah.
Nadal, good looking?
Yeah, think so.
What about Federer? Federer's a bit bad. That'd be hairy as fuck though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's what was putting me off.
Yeah.
I'd imagine Nadal would be pure veted. You know what I mean? Like cleansed of her.
So you're going for Nadal for the
I'm gonna go for
cleanliness?
Nadal, yeah. And I'm sure if you give me
He
more time,
probably wouldn't like. You would have to like smack the ball down 3 times before he let you suck it.
yeah,
Have you seen
he'd
his
go through his
little
routine.
Wait, before I get my cock out.
Dipping it in water 3 guys.
This is a really helpful podcast, isn't
I
it?
suppose while we're on the topics of dicks, do you want to talk about hard-ons and the lack thereof?
When you all right, okay, yeah, we'll go into it. So, split. Like, why did you decide to do the keto diet anyway?
I thought it was better at that time. I thought it was like the thing, the secret, the fat loss. So that was I was already dieting before that, but I wasn't as lean as I wanted to be. And I was just watching a few videos, as you do, as a naive
Typing in
19-year-old, was it?
typing in best diet for fat loss.
Best diet for fat loss. Watching a few videos of guys eat like 3,500 calories and pretend that they're eating 3,500 calories of like keto-based things.
Yeah.
And still losing weight. I don't know. I don't understand, man. So that was like the start of it. And I can actually remember
Do your
like,
American
trying to
accent
convince-
again?
I don't know, man.
Good.
Thanks. So that was it. And then I honestly, the first few days were like the worst ever. Like so bad, mate. Like really like foggy.
Did you get keto flu?
Well, I wouldn't really. Yeah,
That's what
people call it that, don't they? But it wasn't like the flu as such. But I remember feeling really foggy and really lethargic and things like that, and not being able to really think straight. I can also remember going to boxing training the day after. I used to box, by the way, just in case you were wondering. Don't know, heard that before. So yeah, I went to boxing training, and
For that whole 4 months that you trained?
this was actually after that. This was a separate incident, and that was probably didn't help because I just sweated like every electrolyte I ever had out of me.
You didn't have any.
And I got home and just died on the bed. So I did that for about 6 months, 6 weeks. Got quite lean, but probably I was eating like 1,700 calories a day. There just got to a stage where I couldn't get a hard on anymore. There was obviously other things that went on, but I just lost the ability to get an erection, or I didn't find anything attractive. Like literally a cheeseburger from McDonald's was more appealing to me than
Like
any woman in the world.
Just
I genuinely do believe that if Beyonce Knowles was sitting propped up on
On
my
your
bed
face?
one day, on my face, I'd told her to get off. Or if it did taste like McDonald's, maybe.
Get to
you know,
McDonald's for me, love. Would you?
cheeseburger. It was really that bad. And after eating,
Had you like at any point actually like maybe stumbled across an attractive female and went, I literally don't even find you remotely attractive? Would you just look at males and females as like humans?
Well, I do that anyway, you know.
Genderless?
I'm not a fucking
There is no gender.
predator.
No, but I mean as in like you wouldn't be like, I'm more attractive to this side because you didn't have any horniness.
Yeah, it was just like they may as well have been a table. You know?
Yeah.
If they're not,
again.
if I'm not sexually attracted to them, they may as well be a table. It was so bad.
What was like your energy levels like?
So bad.
Yeah.
Like everything was terrible.
Did they not say
Training
when
was
you-
the worst. I mean, I don't know if this is the thing.
But
though.
they always say that like when you do keto, like after like a week or whatever, you'll switch and you start feeling better.
Didn't feel that though. But could have been the calorie restriction as well. Could have been the fact that I was eating 1,700 calories a day and was probably like 8% body fat, which if you're Mitch or Gav is places that our bodies do not want to be because we're not genetically blessed with
No, we're
the
not.
best
We are not
genetics
meant
as
to be
far
lean.
as fat's concerned.
No, definitely not. Like when you speak to me when I've been dieting for like
We're
6
walking
weeks,
about our apartment like 2 beach whales at the minute.
and it's great.
Yeah.
Do you not notice how much better moods we're in when we're not dieting?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And there's no point. What is actually the point? See, anytime I've got lean, like I don't look at myself and like, see, do you know the way people get body dysmorphia when they get really lean or whatever?
Graham now.
Well, that's because we've
Well,
been
I'd stick
abusing
with
them.
Gavin.
Because we've been abusing them for the last 2 days. But like when people get really, well, I suppose I never got really, really lean, but I honestly did get to the point where I couldn't do it
Yeah.
anymore. Like I done it for
You were struggling. We both were. Our
Yeah.
last diet. Yeah.
I done 18 weeks and there was like one
Why
week-
are we doing this? Like, why do we do this?
I'm not doing it again. I decided that last time.
Yeah.
I have actually think I've got a thing in my notes about how it actually, because I forget how things feel.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I actually wrote like a thing on my notes to be like, this is how fucking bad it is being this lean. Do not do this again to yourself. You can't. And it was even like going into details about how like you do not care about how you look in the mirror. Like other people would be lean and be like, fuck, I look class. I'd be looking in the mirror going, this does absolutely nothing for me.
Yeah.
And like see pictures of me back then. They're like my mate's got a picture of me when I went up to like he works in a hotel and I went up and just I remember going up and he was like, do you want anything off the menu? And I was like, a black coffee. And he'd be like, do you not want like a pint or whatever? It was like 25 degrees. It was like 25 degrees outside and he works in the Grove in Watford and it's like a complex with a golf resort. It's got a pool and all that. He's like, do you want a pint? And I'm like, black coffee. And he took a picture of me and like I look like a junkie.
Yeah, it's
like
bad.
my face is so
You've seen
gone.
that photo of me loads of times of like the leanest that I got. It was like,
and
like a heroin. I'm like a heroin addict.
My forearms are so skinny and all this. I look fucking horrendous.
Yeah, so bad.
And the lower faces of like they're not that bad. They've puffed up a tiny bit.
A wee bit, yeah.
But it's so much better.
Yeah, life's better when you're full and
like anytime I diet
hungry.
now, I'm doing like 5-6 weeks and that's it. Yeah, and I'm never trying to get.
I think a lot of people don't know this that it's like look. Don't get me wrong. Some people need to lose weight. Like some people need to lose weight. It's a thing. But you can definitely go too far with it. Like most of those people that people see that they aspire to be are like grossly unhappy, you know, and are also probably taking performance. Like there's that Zac Efron photo that always does the rounds, you know, where he's like, he's about to do Baywatch, man. Mm-hmm. The man's juiced up to the gills. Like,
he's just up, and he also only looked like that for like
the
maybe filming.
He's
of
probably
it.
Just got pumped up there. Like did about 40 press ups
after being on gear after like getting hit.
It's one photo in isolation.
Private fucking chef.
Yeah.
And then also he's only like that for whatever he's filming. And then he's definitely not like that after.
We do cry a little bit more than the average male, but on keto, like I was crying like every 2 days for no reason. For no reason at all. Like literally I was crying? Binging, like crying my eyes out in bed. Yeah.
So you had binging.
Barcelona got beat. Started crying.
So did you like have binging episodes as well? Like uncontrollable?
I told you about the Benedict's one.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, we went out for Bobby's graduation. I feel like every podcast I'm on these days I talk about this. We went out for Bobby's graduation and I must have consumed 6,000 calories in about 30 minutes.
And you were sick, weren't you?
And I purged the rest of the night. Purge is probably the wrong word, isn't it? There, it's like I didn't force myself to be sick, but I couldn't keep it down because I just consumed probably more carbohydrates in 60 minutes than I'd had in the last like 2 months or whatever.
So that last cut I done towards the end of it, I told you about this as well. And I've never ever felt like this. Some foods were starting to turn my stomach, as in like it started to feel as if like some sort of disorder was happening. Like it's like the very start of it, and I'd never felt like that. But I thought about food all day, which is normal for me. See if tomorrow I cut my calories to 2,300. I'd straight away know that I was dying and I'd be obsessed with food.
Watching Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah. I had a list on my phone of things that I was going to cook, and then as soon as I bumped my calories up to like 3,000, I was like, nah.
It's almost unexplainable if you've never been through it.
But there was what was it was starting to turn my stomach? Just certain veg for some reason.
When you were dying?
Yeah. Like, see the thought of eating like broccoli and stuff. Yeah. See, because I'd been eating so much of it, I'm starting to see if I even the thought of eating broccoli. I had to not eat it towards the end. The thought of eating broccoli made me feel fucking physically ill. And I've heard people talk about this, like foods turning their stomach and it being related to eating disorders. And heck, sausages I had to stop eating. They just did see the salt in it. The thought of eating it, the salt in it, especially for some reason, just made me feel as if I was going to be sick.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I stopped, I was fine. But I could feel it coming. I reckon if I was dying, say I'll get forced to do it for another like 6 weeks, I reckon I'd have been fucked. Like completely fucked.
Yeah. The pain you experience is exponential. You'll be fine for like, you're okay for the first 8 weeks. But then you get to a stage where it's like the struggle just goes from like 1 to 100 so quick.
And I feel like a lot of coaches push clients to the extreme with dieting so they can
completely against like photo shoots and stuff for that one reason. Like,
so they
don't
can,
get me wrong,
and the
it's
photo
great.
shoot, I see it
One
from another angle.
Isolation that's been edited up to the absolute gills, man.
I see coaches doing this where they're extreme diet their clients, and then they get the photo shoot, and that's what they post. It's like, here's my client's result.
One photo.
Apply for coaching. DM me the words.
You know what the funniest thing about photo shoots is that what do they do after their photo shoot?
Binge like fuck.
They go to like Burger King or something and order about 9 burgers and munch
Where's
it
the
down.
health in that?
Yeah.
I don't mean the actual Burger King after. I mean,
great,
where's the health in like going from extremely lean to binging for the next 2 weeks?
Completely
putting
against
on a
photo
stone?
shoots for that reason.
I'd never get my client to do
especially
a photo shoot.
someone who's literally just new and like, don't get me wrong, if you've been doing if you have a grasp on what nutrition and fitness is and you've been doing it for 8 years, fair play to you, like whatever. But if you're just new, if you're getting into fitness for the sole reason of doing a photo shoot and thinking that's what fitness and nutrition is, like that's
you're gonna fuck
so
yourself
dangerous.
up. Even the fact you're already thinking that way, that like you've maybe been going to the gym for a year and you're like, I'm gonna do a photo shoot. Even the reason that you're wanting to do a photo shoot is already a bad start.
Yeah.
You need to catch that thought in your head, I think, straight away and
100%.
be like, why the fuck am I actually want to do a photo shoot? Because the photo shoot, all you get out of it is Instagram likes.
Yep.
So why you do that's already a bad goal. Like, why are you doing it just for Instagram
The
likes?
psychology of it is completely fucked.
If you've went for a breakup,
like,
grieve over it. Don't go do a photo shoot.
Look what I went through. Like I was probably wasn't even photo shoot ready. Probably could have did, to be honest. Skinny as fuck. But I lost the ability to have sex for 4 months, something like that. 4 months.
As long as that?
Yeah, that was so long, man. It didn't go back to normal after I started eating it properly again. Like it didn't return for me till like maybe like July to like September. Maybe even
you made
October.
me so paranoid about that, by the way.
It might be an individual thing as well, though. It mightn't happen to everybody.
I'd literally be like, put my hands down my pants towards the last 2 weeks of my diet and go, is that still working? Just having a wee check.
Weighing your balls and all.
Just typing in boobs on Google.
What else? Massive binges, crying, being like super, super angry. It just exaggerates every emotion that you have, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I like after that, don't get me wrong, I'll do phases of diet and stuff before because
I'm just never doing it to that level again.
we don't want to look like a watermelon, do we? But never to that level. Never to that extreme. It was crazy. Yeah.
Absolutely not. I look fucking I look at pictures of me, would it be about 9 months ago now? I'm just like, my face. It's not even, because I used to think because my jawline came out, like I got unbelievably good looking, like way better looking. And then I'd be like, oh, went up 2 levels or whatever.
Yeah.
But now I look back and I'm like, I just look minging. I look like a junkie.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. You've seen that photo of me.
Yeah.
Like that one photo where I'm literally like, just give me toast right now, please.
You're bringing me.
Yeah.
No, I think we'll leave this here because that was a fucking great chat.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
What part did you enjoy the
Toast.
most? Blowjobs or toast?
Bringing up that toast. Fucking no. I forgot about that. I mean, I just had to type in toast in my notes and it's straight there, first thing that comes up. Yeah, if people were to find you, where can they find you?
What is it? Mitch Neely _ food and fitness, isn't it?
Food and fitness. And what do you post? Tell them what you post.
What do I post? Recipe videos, mostly recipe videos, as well as advice for fat loss and muscle growth and stuff like that as well. As well as the odd funny video of me taking the piss out of something like my jaw or something like that.
And the fact you're a big Catholic catcher.
Exactly, yeah.
So,
You maybe get one of those every 3 months or something.
On that note, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for listening. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Got a few more subscribers from that Dan Wheeler video because I clickbaited it to fuck. And then we'll see you in the next one.